about an investigation that you investigation.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're, in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our.
And it looked like Sky head coach Tyler Marsh has confirmed there has been lies told about the Indiana Fever.
The Chicago Sky coach is totally confused after Angel Reese made a bold accusation, claiming Indiana Fever fans are racist. Spoiler, they are not. But it seems like the WNBA has subtly made it a habit to throw shade at the Fever whenever possible. So, what's the real story here? Is this just basketball drama, a full-blown conspiracy, or wild social media chaos? Stick around, we're diving into it all.
Yeah, obviously there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA and our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously, it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and I think they've done a great job supporting us in this.
Even her head coach just went on record and said he didn't hear anything about harassment until we did. The exact time we did was when the WNBA stated that they was going to launch an investigation into the game. Now, if that is your head coach, he should have been the first person directed to know if there was hate speech or racist slurs said towards one.
The WNBA circus has rolled into town, and front and center under the spotlight is none other than Angel Reese, juggling outrage like a pro. Once again, she's put on her victim goggles and dramatically accused Indiana Fever fans of being the new face of racism in America. That's right, those passionate, mostly harmless Fever supporters have suddenly become villains in Angel's narrative. Except, spoiler alert, they are not. Not even close. This isn't some brave stand for civil rights. It's pure spectacle. And Angel? She's clearly thriving in the spotlight.
Because we heard from Angel Reese today, and we heard from Tyler Marsh. Tyler Marsh, folks, let's send our best wishes to Tyler Marsh. He's about to be called every name under the book. Sellout, Uncle Tom, Coon, unless he starts backtracking like he's Darrell Revis in his prime, and he intercepts the hate like Deion said. Unless that happens, Tyler Marsh is about to get run out of
about this from the Chicago Sky coach. From Tyler Marsh, and he has essentially confirmed that what we all thought, that the allegations made were because of the flight react sound effect. The flight react sound effect is what happens because everyone thought, maybe there was something that like the players heard and they reported it. No.
Let's start with the claim that Indiana Fever fans are secretly racist. That's about as believable as finding a vegan at a Texas barbecue cookout. Fever fans are pretty simple. They love the game, they love Caitlin Clark, and they really love watching their team dominate rivals like the Chicago Sky. No racism required to explain that passion. But Angel Reese? She's out here spinning a narrative so ridiculous, it's like watching a toddler try to recreate a Jackson Pollock painting.
There was actually something newsworthy said today in regards to the alleged hateful fan comments made toward Angel Reese during the Fever and Sky game on Saturday, because the Sky actually gathered for practice today and they spoke and both the coach and Reese spoke. The more notable comments came from Tyler Marsh, the head coach of the Chicago.
So, what's really happening here? The WNBA has been a slow-burning disaster for years, with ratings declining, attendance barely holding on, and fan engagement on life support. On the court, the product struggles, awkward offensive play, refs who blow the whistle non-stop, and a game pace that feels more like a PowerPoint slideshow than pro basketball. But instead of addressing these very real and fixable problems, the league and its supporters keep pointing fingers at the fans. Yep, apparently you're the problem for not getting excited about clanked mid-range jumpers and an endless stream of free throws. Because nothing screams progress like blaming your own audience for walking away. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
Anything, he's like, well, we just heard about what's going on. Like, he had no idea. He's just like, well, we just heard that this is happening. So no, they've confirmed this is because of Twitter. This is the most unserious league ever. Kathy Engelbert, you are like, this is embarrassing. And I don't even know if it's Kathy. There's no video proof. The players don't know what's going on. The coach is like, we heard nothing. Both sets of players are like, we heard nothing. And it's a social media account that has now deleted their account.
Because clearly, The issue isn't Angel Reese's theatrical antics or Chicago's struggle to keep pace with a red-hot Indiana squad. Nope, it's those supposedly racist Fever fans, right? Meanwhile, on the court, the Fever and Caitlin Clark were cooking the sky like they were testing out a new barbecue recipe. Chicago looked like they showed up ready to play checkers, while Clark and company were busy playing 3D chess with laser beams and fireworks. And Angel Reese? She was left cleaning up the mess like the floor owed her money. Now, let's talk about that infamous foul, because honestly, it sums up the Angel Reese experience in a nutshell: loud, dramatic, and completely missing the point. That play wasn't some shadowy conspiracy, it was just what happens when a relentless team like the Fever overwhelms a struggling one like the Sky. And yet, it's been blown up into a full-blown scandal straight out of a daytime soap.
The moment of truth has been told about the Chicago Sky, bro. Just like I told y'all days ago, bro. This whole thing was fabricated and it was a lie. I released footage on the sideline. I released several videos confirming that no one was targeted.
Angel Reese's reaction? Pure theater. A masterclass in turning a routine foul into an Emmy-worthy drama. What should have been just another whistle quickly became a full-blown soliloquy on injustice, conspiracy, and cosmic betrayal. 1 minute she's on the court, the next she's channeling Shakespeare, as if the basketball gods themselves had descended just to ruin her day. Never mind that fouls happen all the time. Never mind that this one was textbook by WNBA standards. To Angel, it was personal, an orchestrated plot, a divine act meant to dim her spotlight. Meanwhile, back in reality, the Indiana Fever were doing something radical, winning. They played like a real team, composed, strategic, and focused. They ran plays, locked in on defense, and didn't spiral into theatrics every time a call didn't go their way. They weren't chasing narratives or obsessing over optics. They were chasing buckets and getting stops. While Angel tried to rewrite history on the fly, the Fever were busy rewriting the scoreboard.
Oh, how being silent is such a blessing. Such a blessing it is to be silent and have nobody being critical of you. All those Chicago Sky reporters, you guys are all, let's just call a spade here. You guys are all soft as Charmin. Shout out to Kobe, R.I.P. to the Mamba. Charmin soft. Hey Angel, how was it like dealing with the environment of people calling you all those names? Oh, if it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. Oh, Angel, how did it feel? How did you push through that? Oh, well, obviously it's hard to hear. Wait, did it happen to you, or did you not hear anything happen to you? That's very...
Honestly, the whole Angel Reese saga is starting to feel like that one friend who just can't let anyone else have the spotlight. You know the type. You mentioned twisting your ankle, and suddenly they are telling you about how they shattered their entire leg and crawled through a blizzard. Lose a game? Obviously, it's the refs. Get outplayed? Must be systemic bias. Don't show up in the fourth quarter? Blame the stars. There's always an excuse, a scapegoat, a dramatic storyline. Anything but accountability. And don't even think about stating the obvious, that Indiana simply played better. Say that, and brace yourself for the full Angel Reese PR storm. You'll be branded a hater, blocked online, and maybe even accused of internalized misogyny or racism. Because how dare you suggest her team just got outplayed? At this point, Angel's not just playing basketball, she's crafting a whole character arc. The problem? The twist everyone sees coming. She might be writing herself out of the spotlight altogether.
When did you become aware? When everyone else did. What does that indicate? That the Sky did not know or did not hear anything in real time or see anything in real time. So that makes the Sky, that makes the Fever, that makes me, that makes everyone I talked to who was in the arena, everyone else who has spoken from the arena. That makes no cameras, no cell phones. So far,
the real irony in all of this? Angel Reese's public outbursts might be doing more damage than good, not just to her own reputation, but to the WNBA as a whole. When a rising star, someone expected to help lead the league into the future, chooses to lash out at fans and media instead of owning a tough loss, it doesn't come across as fiery or passionate. It feels disconnected. It makes the league look defensive, overly sensitive, and more focused on drama than development. Fans aren't tuning in for soap opera theatrics. They want to see elite athletes compete at the highest level. They want intensity, skill, sportsmanship, and growth. Unfortunately, Angel's behavior is starting to overshadow the very qualities that could elevate women's basketball. Let's be honest. Fans rally behind players who stay grounded, who lead with accountability, and who let their performance speak for itself. They want post-game interviews about grit and perseverance, not finger-pointing or cryptic accusations. When Angel shifts the spotlight from the actual game to a narrative built on excuses and attitude, it undercuts the progress the WNBA is making. And that's a real loss, especially in a season that has the potential to be a turning point for the league.
The worst part is Angel Reese speaking about it like it's fact too. Angel Reese was like, this is unacceptable, players. If it can happen, if this can happen to me. What's this? The allegation of this was an entire crowd chanting or making those animal noises at Angel Reese. And I'm sorry, that did not happen. If that did happen, ban every single Indiana Fever crowd or fan who was in the arena from ever attending again. Ban the entire crowd. Heck, make Indiana play every single game in an empty crowd, empty arena if that happened. But it didn't happen.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the court, the Indiana Fever are quietly, yet powerfully, rewriting their narrative. And at the heart of it all is Caitlin Clark, a rookie who's blown past the typical hype to become a full-fledged phenomenon. Her rise isn't just about jaw-dropping scoring, though she has more than enough to fill highlight reels on repeat. What sets Clark apart is how she plays, with fierce intensity, calm confidence, and no need to beg for the spotlight. Her game is the spotlight, loud, commanding, and impossible to ignore. Watching her is like watching a storm rip through a gym, fast, precise, and utterly unstoppable. She has the court vision of a veteran, firing off impossible passes like it's second nature. Her shooting range? Think long-distance sniper. Blink, and she's already let it fly from the logo. And beyond the stats, it's her swagger, that rare mix of poise and presence, that signals she's not just playing the game, she's changing it. Caitlin Clark isn't following a script. She's rewriting the entire blueprint.
Interesting. Angel Reese. Angel Reese, the WNBA came out and got ahead of any type of wrongdoing and are starting their own investigation. Can you please tell us what was said? Angel, can you please tell us what the fans said to you? Angel, can you please tell us what you heard when you were sitting at the check-in table? Angel, when you were acting like a complete unhinged lunatic, can you please tell us what the families of four were screaming at you from the stands? Oh, that's very interesting. I'm going to assume that this is a whole entire hoax, is it not, Angel? Angel, do you think the WNBA is the most unserious basketball league in the history?
But make no mistake, this isn't a one-woman show. The Indiana Fever have earned every bit of the spotlight they are getting. This is a team that's clicked into rhythm, playing with a chemistry that feels nearly telepathic. Their confidence is fearless, their purpose undeniable. Every possession matters, and they play like they know it. They are not just chasing wins, they are making a statement. One sharp cut, one clutch three, one lockdown defensive stop at a time, and now, finally, the league is starting to take notice. Now, contrast that with the Chicago Sky, who, in their last outing, looked like they wandered into the wrong building. Their offense was a confused game of hot potato, and their defense? Let's just say a light breeze had more resistance than they offered Caitlin Clark. It wasn't a basketball game. It felt like a poorly rehearsed improved act set to a sports theme. They looked unprepared, unfocused. Two words that have no place describing a professional team. While Angel Reese vents, points fingers, and dominates headlines with off-court drama, the WNBA is evolving. And it's not waiting for anyone to catch up. The spotlight is moving fast. And it's finding the players who show up, lock in, and rise above the noise.
After opening the season with a triple-double, she then dropped 27-11 with 5 boards and 2 steals. That is a problem, but it doesn't end there. So remember how last game, how she tied the third-place player for the most triple-doubles in WNBA history, right? Now she has the most 25 and 10-plus games in WNBA history already. But trust me, I'm not even done yet. So Caitlin Clark now tied Courtney Vandersloot for the most 20 and 10 games. Vandersloot took 430, Diana took 565. It's taking Caitlin 42.
So while Angel Reese is out here trying to manufacture a narrative about racism, one that feels more like a PR move than a genuine concern, the real story is being completely overshadowed. And that story? The Indiana Fever didn't just show up, they dominated. With a fierce combination of skill, grit, and relentless hustle, they handed the Chicago Sky a blunt reality check. This wasn't about politics. It wasn't about social issues. And it definitely wasn't about the referees. It was about basketball. Real, competitive, high-level basketball. Let's not lose sight of what actually happened on the court just because someone's stirring the pot off it. The fever brought intensity, unity, and a winning mentality. The sky brought excuses. And as the dust settles, one truth stands out. No amount of finger-pointing or theatrical outrage changes the scoreboard. Ironically, Angel Reese might be highlighting something important, just not in the way she intended. If the WNBA wants to grow its audience, it needs to focus less on the drama and more on what fans actually care about: performance, leadership, and results. People want stars who lead with their play, not meltdowns masked as activism. There's a big difference between standing for something and using controversy to stay relevant.
Clark is clearly a better basketball player than Angel Reese.
But you know what's crazy? Because I don't...
But Angel Reese is a good player, but they just play two different positions. Like, it's not even the same type of game.
But there's always a conversation about, y'all don't see that? About who's better out of the two ladies, Caitlin or Angel Reese? I always thought...
I don't see that conversation anymore.
Okay, not anymore, right? But in the beginning, yes. And I actually started to watch some of the clips because I wanted to determine for myself. And then I was like, oh, Caitlin is obviously really a great player. I don't know why they even have the conversation.
The WNBA is brimming with potential. This league is packed with talent, raw, refined, and ready to reshape the future of basketball. From hungry rookies to seasoned veterans, the athleticism and skill on display are undeniable. The foundation is there. The fan base is growing. Interest in women's basketball is higher than it's ever been. But if the spotlight keeps getting hijacked by sideshows and off-court drama, that momentum could disappear quicker than a fast break. Instead of celebrating highlight reel moments, we're too often caught up in post-game theatrics, social media feuds, and players more focused on stirring controversy than stacking wins. Let's be clear. The WNBA needs leaders, not just players with platforms, but players with purpose. Athletes who elevate the game through their work ethic, consistency, and performance. Players who inspire by showing up, grinding hard, and letting their play speak louder than their tweets. This league will grow because of stars who rise above the noise, not the ones fueling it. The future belongs to those who compete, who lead by example, and who understand that real influence comes from what you do, not just what you say.
Caitlin Clark said, "No layups in my house," and sent Angel Reese flying like it was a Southwest commercial. That flop had Academy Award winner written all over it. But the refs really looked at that and said, "Yep, that's definitely murder," and gave Caitlin a flagrant like she pulled a knife out mid-play. And Angel tried to run up on her and said, "You're crazy as fuck, what the fuck are you doing?" And Caitlin's all like, "This is just basketball. It's either a layup or free throws. Pick one."
It's just a good take foul, If either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
And just like that, Caitlin Clark dropped a triple-double, won by 35, and packed Angel's bags for her. Ice in the veins and apparently in the
Take the Indiana Fever, for example. They didn't just bring intensity. They brought the fire. The kind of relentless energy and hustle that ignites arenas and shuts down critics. That's how you earn respect. That's how you grow a fan base, not by complaining about tough competition or pointing fingers when the scoreboard isn't in your favor. And if Angel Reese can't take the heat, maybe it's time to step out of the kitchen. Because right now, she's starting to look out of her depth on the hardwood. Confidence is great, but when it crosses into delusion, it becomes a liability. If you're going to talk big, you've got to back it up with more than fouls and finger-pointing. So to the Chicago Sky coach who's baffled by Angel Reese's claims about Indiana's fans, here's the truth. If you're looking for the problem in the stands instead of on the court, you're missing the entire point. The scoreboard doesn't care about narratives, drama, or excuses. And the scoreboard? It never lies.